What's up, everybody? This is Domingo Hero Network, and today I'm here to do a wrestling video. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be doing two wrestling videos. This one, and there's going to be another wrestling video after this one coming up, so stay tuned for that. So in this wrestling video, I'm going to be talking about why the WWF, World Wrestling Federation, became WWE World Wrestling Entertainment back on May of 2002. So here we go. And I've heard some stories about this, about, why WWE, Vince McMahon changed the name. So here we go. Way before WWE became the WWF, and also WWE for that matter too, back in 1963, they used to be known as the WWF, which stands for Worldwide Wrestling Federation. I believe so. That's what it's called. So yeah, that happened in 1963. In 1979, they took out one of the W's, which is the Y, and they became from WWF to WWF, which stands for World Wrestling Federation. Now, there's another company who is also known as the WWF, known as the World Nationwide, I think the Worldwide Fund, I believe that's called. Yeah, I think it's called the Worldwide Fund, also known as the WWE. Of course, the Worldwide Fund was founded in 1961. Now, in 1979, when Vince McMahon's father, Vince at the time, decided to change the name from WWF to WWF, World Wrestling Federation. Of course, World Wrestling Federation lasted from 1979 to 2002. And around this time, I think around 1994, and I hear stories about this too, in 1994, the Worldwide Fund, the other WWF company, of course, if you want to know what the Worldwide Fund is, that is the company that has, like, the panda logo, and underneath it says WWF, and it's some sort of nature company, some sort of nature company, I guess. I don't know that much about that company, but if you guys know anything about the Worldwide Fund, let me know in the comments. But yes, and I remember 1994, well, I hear stories about this. In 1994, the Worldwide Fund, the WWF, was going to sue Vince McMahon for the WWF trademark. Now, the thing is, we heard stories about this. We hear stories about, the Worldwide Fund owns the WWF trademark, and they used that initials way before Vince McMahon or even Vince McMahon's father used that initial at the time. And we hear stories about this, like, there was that the Worldwide Fund was threatening a lawsuit against the WWF, World Wrestling Federation, if they don't really change the initials and stuff. So, and I also heard behind, but remember, I hear stories about this. So I hear stories about, that WWF was trying to talk it out with the Worldwide Fund, so that way they can able to use the initials, the WWF trademark and stuff. Because I know that, because they was trying to, because Vince McMahon, WWE really hates lawsuits and stuff. They're trying to see if they can work it out with the Worldwide Fund, so that way they can use the initials. But here's the thing, and there's also stories about, the Worldwide Fund doesn't want them to use the WWF trademark or even say WWF on the wrestling television show. I know for years, since WWF was born since the WWF became WWF back in 1979, they were, they were saying, World Wrestling Federation, but most of the time they keep saying the WWF, and I think the Worldwide Fund was trying to threaten for a lawsuit, for the trademark and damages and stuff. And I know WWF and Vince McMahon at the time was trying to work this out, just that way they can use the WWF initial, trying to appeal this thing and not settle in court. I know they did have I remember they did have a lawsuit. I think around 2000 or 2001, one of those years. I think the Worldwide Fund was trying to sue them for saying the WWF trademark and all that stuff, because they own the right for the trademark and stuff. And I think at that time the Worldwide Fund was in favor by the judge. The judge in favor, and I know WWF, and of course the World Wrestling Federation was trying to appeal this and trying to talk it down and all that stuff. And then and of course they were trying to. And of course, the Worldwide Fund was trying to sue them to make sure because they don't want the WWF World Wrestling Fund to use the WWF name, even though Vince McMahon and the WWF keep saying World Wrestling Federation, but most of the times they always say WWF. So in May of 2002, World Wrestling Federation came to an end, and it became from WWF to WWE, which stands for World Wrestling Entertainment. Now I know there's And of course, and I know there's like so many wrestling fans who may not know the history of the WWE in the back in the days, like in the 50s, the 60s, 70s, or 80s and stuff like that. And yeah, like I hear stories about this, and yeah, it was really amazing. And I have to say, it's been a dark day, you know. Ever since May of 2002, when WWF became WWE, it's been not only a nightmare for Vince McMahon of WWE and his wrestling company at the time, it was a nightmare to all the real wrestling fans as well. And a lot of people love the name WWF, World Wrestling Federation. Hey, I love it too. I really miss the WWF, you know. I miss wrestling from back in the days when it was good, you know. But these days, boring. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, of course, WWE is still WWE from 2002 to the present. So it's still World Wrestling Entertainment to this day. A lot of wrestling fans were not happy about this. Some wrestling fans blame the Worldwide Fund for why Vince McMahon was forced to change the record because, you know, the whole lawsuits and stuff. And, you know, and I hear stories about, you know, Vince McMahon hates lawsuits. I mean, you know, him and WWE has been in many lawsuits over the years. And yeah, you know, it's kind of a shame. You know, it's been a nightmare for, you know, all the wrestling fans. You know, a lot of people say that WWF is a better name than the WWE, which I agree. You know, World Wrestling Federation, a better name than World Wrestling Entertainment. You know, and the thing about it is, some people say that the Worldwide Fund, the other WWF company, is responsible for why Vince McMahon was forced to change the WWE to the WWE name because of the whole lawsuit over the WWE trademark. And it's kind of a shame, you know. And as long as the Worldwide Fund is still around, WWE will never go back to WWF. World Wrestling Entertainment will never go back to World Wrestling Federation, which is kind of a shame. You know, I miss the WWF. I miss the wrestling from back in the. I miss the good wrestling from back in the days. You know. Yeah. So that's it for this video, guys. So if you like this video, share, subscribe, and post your comments in the comments section. Tell me what you think about you know, tell me what you think about this video, you know, about WWE becoming WWE. And I know some of you wrestling fans miss World Wrestling Federation name, and you know, over the things. So yeah, that's it for this video. So this is Domingo Hero Network. Take care, have a good day, goodbye everyone, and Domingo Hero Network signing out. Peace.